How much would you pay to find the love of your life? How much money would you invest? $100? $1,000? $100,000? So I want to share this mental model with you that really helped me through this last season of dating, which led me to meeting the love of my life. Shalini, this is dedicated to you. And also, I just thought that this process was so fun and so full of learnings that if anyone's single and wanted a different perspective on the dating journey and finding their life partner, I hope you find this of value. So, this whole thing started when my friend Jeremy, you should check out his YouTube channel, Life with Jeremy. He found this AI dating tool and it had a database. It was like free to join, but if they found you a match, you would pay. And digging through that site, we discovered that the AI tool had a premium white glove matchmaking service that if they found you your future spouse and you got married, and I actually wouldn't know how they verify this, but the cost of this, guess how much it was? It's $100,000 that you would pay to this service for helping you find your spouse. So I immediately balked at that. I was like, that's ridiculous. I don't think I'll spend $100,000. But then I went back and forth. I was thinking, like, would I ever do it? Because it's something that you can't really put a price on, right? Finding the love of your life. And I think that's why certain dating coaches and matchmaking programs can become so predatory because this is an emotional thing where there is no exact price tag. Who's to say that meeting your life partner isn't worth $1 billion? This is an intangible. So it really got me to think of how much money I wanted to invest in dating. And that led to this question, this mental model I'm going to talk about, which is even if I don't spend $100,000 in money, in dollars, what would 100K effort in dating look like to me? And I really had to be real with myself. I was like, okay, well, what would a $10 effort be? It would be a lot of what I was doing before, which is just like randomly messaging someone, thinking that maybe they're a little bit attractive, maybe not putting in that much effort, and going through like the dating grind. I've certainly put in $100 efforts before, especially on dates where I spent that much. I certainly put in $1,000 effort with my previous relationship. We go out on trips, travel, but I was really stretched when I thought, what would a $10,000, $100,000 effort spiritually, energetically, all that look like to me? And I realized that I haven't been playing this higher game. Using that life math to size my problem and also help diagnose where I was at and how much I was valuing things, it was actually extremely helpful to help me get real with myself and also identify ways that I could invest more. So I just made a list of everything that I want to try. Then we create a dating budget and a joyful budget where I feel like excited to experiment with things. Not all of them were monetary, but one of those things was Hinge Premium or Hinge Plus, whatever it's called. And in the context of a 100K dating effort, like a 6 month, $150 subscription is like nothing. It's like chump change. It made me feel good about that purchase versus before I was hemming and hawing. I don't know, should I try this thing? Like $150 for an app? What? But in the context of this 100K effort, I was like, easy, done. And that's what it put me in a mindset of, which is more of this joyful experimentation where I was both more open-minded, but I was also more intentional and clear about creating something that was significant this time. Another investment was that I hired a dating coach for the first time, a friend that I've known for a while, Pat Wu, the wooist. If you're a single dude looking for some great grounded dating help, check out Pat Wu. So, paid for a dating coach. I obviously went on dates, and I would say, like, energetically, having that 100K dating effort also helped me filter out people who weren't my right match much sooner on. There was also something else that felt like a 10K effort, even though I didn't spend that money physically. It was creating two things. One, a date me doc. A date me doc is basically your own DIY version of a dating profile. Most people use Google Docs. I did. It gives you more space to express yourself outside of the confines of a traditional dating profile. So that was one thing. I spent a lot of effort, honestly, exactly who I am, what I was looking for, and what I was willing to offer as a partner, what I thought I brought to the table. And to this day, I feel like that doc holds up pretty well in terms of like how honest I was able to be. The other thing was I created a matchmaking program. My prize for whoever referred me to my eventual partner, my wife, they would get $5,000. And I wrote a lot about that matchmaking program, which has since closed because I believe I met my future spouse. That was another expenditure of energy where I was already willing to fork out way more money than before by literally putting out a love bounty out there, so to speak, like $5,000. By the way, to friends who are watching this, thank you so much for being part of that experiment and helping put me on blind dates and all of that. That's deeply appreciated because that energy of feeling supported by my friends and community, that really helped me. I believe everything's connected. That basis of support is what continues to support my relationship today. Oh yeah, I would just add one more thing in terms of effort is that I also hit the books. I binged so many relationship podcasts and psychology podcasts and books. There's a great book by Sean T. Smith called Gatekeeper. And there's also Calling in the One, really great spiritual relationship book. So I read both of those. So I also spent time energetically and spent money on those books to really rewire my brain around relationships. And so what I noticed throughout this whole journey is that compared to before, this time around, I had so much more fun dating because my spirit of it was like experimental and open and joyful and being like, you know what? Let's try all these things. I was online dating, but at the same time, I did all these other things because I wanted to try dating my way. I wanted to see what that felt like because if I'm going after the love of my life, I might as well try it my way. And so I felt like this was such a worthwhile journey. And it all began with this silly situation where this AI startup was advertising its dating matchmaking service for $100,000. And just working backwards from that, it just helped me gauge where my level of commitment and investment into this was. What's really interesting is that this way of thinking is so common in business and working, budgets and how to project manage. There's always business goals. Why don't we create dating goals? I want to spend this much effort on my dating. I want to try this new project. It comes so naturally to us, doesn't it, in a corporate work setting, but not so much life and love. That's interesting, huh? Oh, I don't think I revealed how I met my love yet. And it was actually through Hinge. And so that $150 subscription was an amazing return on investment. But it was also all the things that I was doing while I was online dating, like all the different approaches, my mentality. That was really the thing that helped us connect. And more on the story between Shalini and I in the future. If you're rethinking your dating life, rethinking your dating strategy, thinking about changing things up this time around, ask yourself some of these questions like, what does $100,000 dating effort look like to me? What does $1 million effort look like to me? You could choose any number. This is just arbitrary. And I think what is even more telling is just being real with oneself and being like, what kind of effort have I been putting in? And think about the qualitative aspects of it too. I'm obviously using dollar figures as a gross measure to just be like, let me size this thing and how I feel like I put in that type of effort. But I feel like it is a good mental tool that really helped clarify for me my dating goals. So I'm going to end this video by sharing these two really cute plushies that my girlfriend Shalini made me. They're puns. Maybe I should have these in the background in every video in which I talk about dating and relationships. So I'll leave off with that. What does a $100,000 dating effort look like to you? And let me know if you've ever tried out something similar or the craziest things that you have tried or experimented with in your dating journey and how it went. I'm Oz Chen. I help you mind your money and I guess love too. Hope you have a good one.